y'all, what is happening? It is Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you back another episode of The Good, The Bad, The Awesome, where we review, unbox, talk about, give my first reactions to all things pop culture, mainly Star Wars, Transformers, anime, McFarlane figures sprinkled in with a bunch of everything else. So if you like all that stuff, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe. It only helps the channel, doesn't hurt it. And if you've been here before, thank you. We're getting ready to close out 2024, but before we do that, I got a couple Transformer reviews I want to get to you, because 2024 is going to be a blast, and we're going to start out with our 1,000 subscriber giveaway in 2024, so look out for that. But today we're going to go to the Cyberverse, and we're going to look at a Transformer that's one of my favorite, near and dear to my heart, and that is Windblade. So let's go take a look at this beautiful lady. Let's do it. Yes, as we continue Transformers week to end out 2023, we are going to take a look at Transformers Legacy, their new United line with the Cyberverse Universe Windblade. So it just came out, got this from Amazon. I think I picked it up for $22.99, but it's anywhere from that to $25, just depending on where you buy it. But this is a character I am really excited about. There are two things about Transformers that would get me really excited. First of all, jets. Second of all, swords. And I say third, anything kabuki related. So with the cool Japanese makeup mask and stuff like that. And this one looks awesome. If you don't know much about Windblade, she is been all over Transformer universe. So this is supposedly the Cyberverse version of it, which is that Cyberverse cartoon where she was one of Bumblebee's protectors, pretty much. But she's been around. IDW has some really great stuff on her, the Prime trilogy. So she's been around for a lot, and so she holds honor above all, everything. She is like too honorable sometimes, and thinks the best out of everybody and the best out of people on that are Cybertronians and things like that. Chromia, she's also hangs around with Chromia a lot, and the cartoon, not the cartoon, the comic books and things like that. So I digress. We don't need to go into that. If you want to learn more about Windblade, I'll put a link to her Wikipedia down below. But here is the package. The United package looks pretty cool. I mean, you got some of the new stuff that's coming out. I got that guy. Can't wait till that guy comes out. And that guy, and that guy, and that guy. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you get the sword, 16 steps to get her into jet mode, and 40 years of Transformers. Holy cow. That is awesome. And so, yeah, let's get this out of the box and open this baby up. And here she is, out of the box, onto my table, Windblade, and she looks freaking amazing. I like her a lot. A couple just things about the box that I noticed. This cardboard seems a lot more sturdier. I don't know if you noticed that from the other Legacy cardboard from the previous line, but the cardboard on this seems a lot sturdier, and they went back to the plastic ties on the figure in here instead of the cardboard ones or the paper ones. The only thing I wish they would go back to, window. You know, put a window in there, and that way you don't have people doing nefarious things like taking the heads off these robots and stuff like that. But what you get in the package, you get, of course, her fan, which is part of her hair, I believe, that you can put it on back here. Boom. Yep, there we go. But it's also a fan. You get her S word right here, the sword, which looks absolutely amazing. I would prefer a purple katana that looks more Japanese like, but hey, you know what? It's a sword, and I'm excited about that. You get the instructions, 16 easy steps, and you get Windblade herself right there. So from a height standpoint, let's bring good old Wesley Snipes in, and you can kind of see from my utility blade how high she stands. There she is, a deluxe figure, so not you know, not that tall, but, you know, not that short on this. So let's bring her in closer for a closer inspection. And let me get some extra illumination in here. Rearrange my lighting a little bit. And so yeah, I mean, just that makeup job, that is awesome. The paint effects on here, I think Hasbro did an amazing job on this figure so far that I can see. Everything looks quality. I love the colors. I love the things. I wish these spun, but for, you know, $22.99, what do you expect, right? But just, man, I love, my dream of an awesome Transformers series is that if they combine like a feudal Japan / futuristic Cybertronian, like, I mean, you have like a metal, like old school Japan metal city in Cybertron, and they all had swords and stuff. That would be friggin' amazing. But this figure looks great. The back, she does have a big backpack right here, so. But other than that, very sturdy figure, very nice. And so let's just kind of do some articulation. Head bob, up, down, side, side, like you can do. You can do 360 with that if you want to. Arms, you can go up. You can't really go far back because the wing gets in the way there, but it does 360 if you can get it to do that. You also have the elbow bend. You have the spin right there too as well. And then you have the, let's see, do you have the spin on there? Yep, you have the spin on the wrist too. You don't have an ab crunch, but you do have 360 waist movement. And then from the legs, you can, I would expect this one to Jean-Claude it, but yes, there we go. Jean-Claude Van Damme on that. So, and then you can go back pretty far with that until you kicks things, and then you have more than a 90-degree kind of bend. You have the knee bend there, but then you can kind of pop it up even more there. And then you have the ankle tilt right there, which is great. And so that's what you get from an articulation standpoint. So let's get her sword in her hand. She's a warrior. She needs her sword. Okay. Come on, sword. How do you get that sword in the hand? There we go. There we go. So nice sword in the hand. I got it upside down. There we go. Sword is in the hand. And let's do this. Let's bring in some other bots for comparison. And what do all these bots have in common? Can anyone tell me? Yes, most of them are Transformers, but they all have swords. And so I just figured we had to have a sword party here. And so we got Windblade with her sword. We got Legend Scale Iron Factory Cyclonus with his sword. We got Core Class Rodimus with his sword. Armada Starscream with his swords. Bludgeon with his sword. And not from the Transformers universe, but definitely a big friggin' robot. We got Voltron, the 3-0 deluxe version with his sword. So there you can see how Windblade scales to some other robots. Definitely in line with the Chug figures there. But just wanted to show you some S words there. And so we're going to get these guys out of the way. And we're going to start some transformation and get her in her alt form. Here she is, folks, in her jet mode. Windblade. Very easy transformation, 16 steps, able to get it in that jet mode. And I love this jet mode. I think it looks great. There are a couple things that I don't like about it, but other than the couple little small things, I think it looks cool. I just love the Cyberverse, Cybertronian jet form that's kind of got a little bit of a, you know, Earth flare to it, but just still looks like some kind of cool futuristic jet. So here it is from this side here, so that way you can kind of see it all together. Let me pull the camera up so that way I can kind of give you a better angle at stuff. There we go. So there it is from the top, from the side, from the bottom. And so you can kind of see in the bottom is the body of Windblade. So it doesn't do anything to hide the body, but she does look cool on that. The canopy feels like it wants to come up, but it does not. But there's a little gap right there in my canopy. I don't know if you can see that, but overall, really cool jet mode. And the cool thing is, one of my favorite things of Transformers that do this, I love them forever, but you can store her sword. So you basically just take, what I found the easiest way to do it is spread that apart a little bit, and then you just pop this. There's two little peg holes right in there, and you can just kind of peg these in. Let me see if I can get that in here on the camera. Get in. I was doing it so easy earlier. Now it's just kind of like wanting to be a booger bear. There we go. So, and now it looks like you got purple flames coming out of the exhaust of this beautiful jet. But overall, very cool jet mode here. From a length standpoint, there is Wesley Snipes for comparison, with flames, without flames, so just about as long as my Exactor blade. But let me get a few other vehicles so you can see for size from those. Here are the other few alt modes to show off just an alt mode look. So we got Insecticon Bombshell here, just ready to eat some John. And then we have Core Class Bumblebee right there from Transformers Legacy, of course Windblade, and then Masterpiece Level Ultra Magnus. So you can kind of see just from a size standpoint where she stands. So let's get back together for some of my final thoughts on this beautiful girl, this beautiful woman we know as Windblade. Oh, I forgot to tell you just a couple of my qualms with this. Yeah, that right there, the you can kind of see the body, that's that too as well. But the other big one, I wish these turbines, like, you know, spun here. That would be so cool if they could make that happen. Now I know I can move them like this if I wanted to, but I just wish that they would spin, but they do not. Alas, they do not. But other than that, all the paint is good. Like I said, my cockpit is coming up a little bit. Hello. But yep, other than that, that's it. So let's get together for some of my final thoughts. So, some of my final thoughts on Windblade. Let's bring her back in. Here she is, the beauty herself. She is amazing looking. I just love her look. I love her look about her. She looks rockin' awesome, has a rockin' body, and just looks great. Now, Windblade, she is one of my favorites from a design standpoint, just because I love Japanese lore and all that kind of stuff, and I just love robots with swords. Now, I have the Iron Factory version of her that I can't wait to open and review to you all, but that will be at another time and another date and another place that we will do that. But right now we're going to talk about this one here. And I also have, I have the Fans Hobby Wheelblade, which is a tribute to Windblade. But one of the things I forgot to show you about here is the fan that's on the back of her head. Let me see if I can get it off. Oh, dear Jesus. Come on. There we go. You can put it in her hand, so it acts as kind of a weapon if you want it to. So you can kind of put it in her hand. This one, I believe you can put it in. And there you go. So you have the fan in her hand if you'd like to do it that way. I prefer to leave the fan in her head and have her sword. Have her sword. Is that proper English? Have her sword? Have her sword? Sounds like a last name. But yeah, I prefer that to have that. But just again, a couple of my minor complaints is I wish the turbines kind of spun, and then I had a little separation in my cockpit there. That doesn't sound right. But anyway, other than that, I just love this figure. Very easy to transform, very nice, very beautiful to look at, and I think will look good in any of y'all's collection. On a scale of good, bad, awesome, I would give this a pretty friggin' awesome. Pretty awesome. So definitely add her to your collection. Get on Amazon, order her. I think you'd love her, especially if you're a Transformer fan. If you're a Windblade fan, I think you'll love her too as well. Now, I know Bingo Toys has a Windblade that I'd love to get a hold of. It's a little racer looking, but I would love to get a hold of that one too as well. I heard it's kind of difficult to transform, but you know what? That's okay. This one is great, and this one will do it for me. But that's all I gotta say about Windblade. Pros, she looks amazing. She looks cool. Cons, just minor qualms, just little tiny things. I mean, like, just basically you can tell she's a robot when she's in alt mode, and I want the turbines to spin. I love some spinning turbines. That would be great, Hasbro, if you can make that happen, and maybe a masterpiece version of Windblade. That would be awesome. I would buy it. So with that, I'll leave you until we talk next time, which will probably be another Transformer. I'm hoping to get another review out before the end of the year. If not, then we'll see what happens. But y'all, just remember, stay young, have fun, and be awesome. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.